Hello and welcome to Digital Signal Processing online lecture series. Myself Rima Rawal. Today's topic is examples on properties of discrete time system from the unit number 2, that is discrete time signal sign system. Okay, in previous session we have seen some of the examples to find the properties of discrete time systems. In this session we are going to consider some more examples to find the properties, some variants of the examples. We have seen the properties of discrete time systems, which are static and dynamic system, time variant and time invariant system, linear and nonlinear system, causal and non-causal system, stable and unstable system. Okay, so these were the 5 properties and how to find the properties using the given discrete time system. We have seen that in previous sessions. Now let us consider some more examples for this. Let us see the data of the given examples. The first example in which the system function is given as y of n, that is equals to x of n square. Second we are going to consider is y of n, that is equals to x square of n. And third example is y of n equals to x of n. Okay, so these are the examples given to you. For this you have to find the properties, the 5 properties of this discrete time system. So let's start with the first one, that is y of n equals to x of n square. Okay, so first is given as the system output function y of n equals to x of n square. Okay, so this is the first example. All right, so for that we need to find 5 properties. Which 5 properties? First one is whether it is static or dynamic. Okay, so now as we have seen in the previous lectures, we need to say that if these values depends on past or future values, then it may be dynamic system, and if depends only on the present input, then it will be a static system, right? Here consider that, let's say for example, if I take the instant n equals to 1, okay, then what will be the output system function? That is y of n equals to x of n square. That means y of 1, because we have taken instant n equals to 1. So y of n equals to x of 1, that is the same instant. Now let us consider n equals to 2, second instant. So for that y of 2 will be equals to x of 2 square. That means x of 4. So as you can see, if I am taking n equals to 2 instant, the output function will give me the x of 4, that is the future value. That means it is not giving the value of x of 2. That means the same instant that I have taken. So it depends on the future events. So that's why the system is called as the dynamic system. Okay. So this is not a static system because the function is like this, so that it will give us future values. Okay. So this is dynamic system. Second property. Second property is what? Whether the system is linear or non-linear. So for that what we will find, that in this system we have to apply 3 steps to find whether it is linear or non-linear. So step 1 is what? We have to apply individual inputs and we will denote it as y3 dash of n. Okay, so here this will be x1 of n square plus x2 of n square. Then step 2. Step 2 is what? We have to consider the combined input and we will denote it as y3 double dash of n. That means we will consider x1 plus x2 of n square. Okay, this will give you same, that is x1 of n square plus x2 of n square. Okay, so these both are equal, that means y3 dash of n, that is equals to y3 double dash of n. Okay, this is for the understanding purpose, otherwise it is to be written as the function only, in the form of function only, right? So step 3 is comparing this to, that means y3 dash of n, that is equals to y3 double dash of n. As you can see, both are equal, so we can say that the system is linear system. Okay. Now the third property is what? Whether the system is time variant or time invariant. Again, for that we need to follow 3 steps. Step number one is what? We need to find the system by delaying the input by k sample. We are denoting it as x of n minus k. That means the system will be n square minus k. So here we are delaying the input, that is x of n square, by k samples, that is minus k, and we will denote it as y n comma k. First step. Okay. Then step number 2. Step number 2 is what? We are going to replace the n by n minus k. That means in the system function, wherever the n is there, we need to replace it with n minus k. Okay, and we will denote it as y of n minus k. So here, as you can see, x of n square, in place of n we are placing n minus k, so it will be n minus k whole square, and this will be y of n minus k. So notation we are using is y of n minus k. Right, now as you can see, these both are not equal, because this will give us what? X of n square minus 2k plus k square, right? And this is x of n square minus k only. So as you can see, these both are not equal. So step 3 will be y of n comma k does not equals to y of n minus k. So the system will be time variant, right? So this is the time variant system. Okay. Now the next property is whether the system is causal or non-causal, right? So to be a system as a causal system, it should be dependent only on present or past values. If any of the values are in future values, this will give us a non-causal system. So as we have seen here, for instant 2, it depends on the future values, that is 4. So this will be a non-causal system because it depends on the future values. So this will be a non-causal system. Okay. And the fifth property is whether the system is stable or unstable. So as you can see here, if input, that means if n is finite, this will give us the finite output function only, right? So this will be a stable system because it satisfies the bounded input, bounded output condition. That means for an input of finite range, it will give the output of finite range, right? So this is a stable system. Okay, so for this given example, our properties are, it is dynamic system, linear system, time variant system, then non-causal system and stable system. Okay, so these are the properties for the given function. Okay, now let us see the second is what? Y of n equals to x square of n. Okay, so second example, that is y of n equals to x square of n. Both are different. Okay, so for this, let's start with the solution. Our first property is to be find out whether the given system is static or dynamic. Okay, so for that we need to see that whether the given instant depends on the future values or past values or not. If it depends on that, it will be dynamic system, right? Otherwise it will be static system. So here let us consider the instant n equals to 2. So this will give us what? Y of 2, that is equals to x square of 2. That means at particular instant, it depends on that particular instant only. So output depends on that particular time instant. So this will give us static system, right? So the system is static. Second property is to find out whether the system is linear or non-linear. Okay, so for that we need to follow the steps. Step number 1, that is we need to find out the individual input, and we will denote it as y3 dash of n. So it will be what? x1 square of n plus x2 square of n, right? Then step 2, That means we are going to consider individual inputs and then apply to the system. That will give us y3 double dash of n, right? So this will be x1 plus x2 square of n. So that will give us what? x1 square of n plus twice of x1 of n into x2 of n plus x2 square of n, right? So as you can see, this both are not equal. Y3 dash of n is not equals to y3 double dash of n, so the system will be non-linear, right? So here y3 dash of n, that is not equals to y3 double dash of n, so the system is non-linear system. Okay, then number 3, third property is what? To find out whether the system is time variant or time invariant. So for that, what we need to do is, step 1, we need to delay it by k samples, and we will denote it as y of n comma k, that is equals to delay the input by k samples, that is x square of n minus k. Then step 2, that means we are replacing n by n minus k, that we will denote it as y of n minus k. It will give us x square of n minus k. Okay, so both of these are equal. So that means step 3 is y of n comma k, that is equals to y of n minus k. So the system is what? System is time invariant. Okay. Done. Then the next property is whether the system is causal or non-causal system. So for the system to be causal system, it should depend on the present values only or on the past values. If it depends on the future values, it will be non-causal. So here, as you can see, it depends on the present input instance only for whatever the values we take of the input values, right? So this will be a causal system. Okay. Then fifth property is to check whether the system is stable or unstable. Okay. So here, if you give the bounded input, that means this will be a bounded value, then the output will be a bounded function only, because the system function is what? Y of n equals to x square of n. So as the BIBO condition satisfies, this system will be a stable system. Okay. So for this particular example, the properties are static system, non-linear system, time invariant system, causal system, and stable system. Okay. So now, as you have seen in these two examples, this is x of n square and this is x square of n. Okay. But there are difference in these properties. As you can see in this function, this is a static system. This is giving us a dynamic system. Okay. The second property was linear. For this particular example, it is non-linear, right? In this, it is time variant, and for x square of n, it is time invariant. Okay, this was giving us a non-causal system. Here it is giving a causal system. Okay, so both of these functions are different, which will give you a different properties. Okay, so remember that and understand the difference. Okay. Now the third example is y of n equals to x of n. Okay. So for this example number 3, where y of n equals to x of n, that is your input function. Okay. So for this, the first property, that is whether the system is static or dynamic. So as you can see, output equals to input only. So at that particular instant, it depends on the input of that particular instant only. So this will give us static system. Okay. Then second property, that means whether it is linear or non-linear system. So for that, the step 1 is to consider the individual input, that will give us y3 dash of n, that will be equals to x1 of n plus x2 of n. That means we have considered the individual inputs. Now step 2, that means we are going to consider y3 double dash of n, where we are considering two inputs x1 plus x2 of n. That means we cannot write like this, but we have to write the functions like this. So x1 of n plus x2 of n, right? So both of these are equal. So step 3 will be y3 dash of n, that is equals to y3 double dash of n. This will give the system function linear system. Okay. Then the third one is to find out whether the system is time variant or time invariant. So for that, step 1, that is what, y of n comma k, that means delaying the input by k sample. So that will give you what, x of n minus k, right? Step 2 will be y of n minus k. That means whenever there is n, we are replacing by k, sorry, delaying by k or replacing by n minus k. So as you can see, both of these are equal. So step 3 will be y of n comma k, that is equals to y of n minus k. So this is the time invariant system. Okay. Done. Then number 4, fourth property is to find whether the system function is causal or non-causal. So as you can see, it depends on the present values only. So this will give us causal system. Okay. Then number 5, whether the system is stable or unstable. So as you can see, for input, that is a bounded input condition, the output is also bounded. So as BIBO condition is satisfied, this system is a stable system. Okay. So the properties of this particular example is static system, linear system, time invariant system, causal system, and stable system. Okay. So I hope these examples on the properties are now clear to you. These are the references. Thank you. Thank you for listening.